Who the hell is that guy? What a loser that guy is. I mean, he's in 12th. Disgusting. Alright. Hi everyone, this is a very different style of video from me. Basically, I guess what the intention here is to start the game on a completely new account, completely fresh, with, I guess not to sound narcissistic, with the knowledge of an endgame player. Just so that way, if anybody is also on the same journey, they can kind of take the same route or use some of the tips that honestly the game does not do a very good job of telling you. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here. This may not just be one video, this will probably be multiple cut up, edited videos, which is more than I typically do. If you've ever seen anything on my channel, I usually just post a highlight from a stream, just of a high score run or something like that. So we're basically going to be taking this account from zero, from the start to that level, and I'll be documenting it so that way all of that, the journey to get there, will be easier for anyone else who wants to kind of take the same path. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I will skip story elements. Simply because, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want, or spoil as little as possible, rather. I don't want, me trying to share tips or anything like that to affect anyone else's experience.
Got it.
If you do pick a ranger, there are kind of just some stuff used right away.
What's your ETA?
Don't know.
Okay, so they don't let you
Not
double
too far,
jump yet.
Oh, no, sorry. Can't talk. Be right back.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Good.
So this movement trick that I'm doing, that launch, basically what you do is you hit melee, which is Y on Xbox, and then A to jump, and you just kind of get this launch, and then if you do it again while you're in midair, you go very, very far, very fast.
On my way.
Did you fly yet? Okay.
The Anthem. It wants to consume me.
So okay, yeah, this melee jumping trick gets you a lot further. So like I said, this isn't gonna be too much tutorial. I mean, at least the stuff that the game does explain,
Impressive entrance as usual.
I will
Nice to
not
be
cover.
appreciated.
Stuff like controls. It's more like tricks and stuff that isn't well known. That's kind of what this is all about.
Easy contract so far.
So it's not really as perfectly. You can use guns at this point, and it's perfectly viable. Did I disable that setting on my regular account? Is that why this is looks so strange to me?
Here we go.
Shaker Rubens, we're on the right trail.
Looks like an echo lock.
Yeah, that's why. Okay.
Dealt with these.
So if you get motion sick a lot,
They're the echoes. Grab them and bring them
the
to
camera shake by default's at
Your Javelin can hold
100%.
3 at a time.
So I tend to turn this down. Actually, I should probably just do everything now. So camera shake off, motion blur off. These two are fine. Oh, apply changes. There we go. And then interface, HUD, you want a conditional. I give it a little bit less opacity. And then, okay, no, everything here, yeah, keep it all on. Damage floaties, this is what I was looking for. All of them, opacity 100%, size 100%, that's what you want to see. So that way they're easy to see. And everything else should be fine. Hide holstered gear on, so that way you don't see your guns if you're trying to look at your character in a very cinematic way. Yeah, I believe that's everything I do. That's right, so they kind of give you a choice of every gun. I mean, you can keep all of them, you can keep just the ones you like. Truthfully, your gun selection at this point is entirely up to you. I'm just going to keep all of them because at some point you'll have to use every single gun if you want a challenge that gives you a lot of coin. So I'm just going to keep all of them. I'll tip, I'll probably run it on public just because public matchmaking, if you get a teammate, you'll get more XP. At least as I'm leveling up to 30. But that grind shouldn't take that long. It'll probably be like 2 or 3 days. The grind to 30 is like 15 to 20 hours. So, your first Javelin, you get to pick one of the 4 to start. Now, there are 2 schools of thought here. Eventually, you will unlock them all. So, your choice here at the end of the day is not going to kill you one way or the other. If you want to pick either the easiest or the fastest choice to help you get through the story and closer to the end game, there's 2 generally pretty logical choices here. It's either Storm or Ranger. Colossus is good early on, it's just there's a lot of flying or a lot of traversing distance, and Colossus is the slowest of the 4. And Interceptor is the slowest of the 4 for room clearing. So both of those choices will kind of limit you in those areas. Ranger is got solid single target, can also deal with grouped enemies somewhat efficiently, but its single target is where it stands out. So if you try to play on a normal or hard difficulty, I'd probably recommend Ranger. If you really want to just just blast through the story and get to the end game, the actual fun part of the game, play on easy and you pick Storm. That is the way to do it, because Storm's AoE is unmatched for the early game. You can clear rooms very, very quickly on these lower difficulties, and it has the fastest flight in the game, specifically flight. If you want to incorporate jumps, both Ranger and Interceptor can be faster, but if you have to specifically fly around, Storm is the fastest flight. So I already kind of showed a little bit of Ranger's mechanics. So in that case, I'm going to pick Storm first, because I am doing exactly what I just established, where I am trying to show the end game and kind of how to progress to that point, and so to do that as quickly as possible, Storm is my choice. So of course, once you pick your Javelin, one of the most important things is going to be looking nice, because nobody wants to go around the game in the beginning looking like this. Gray and white is kind of it's a little bit out of style nowadays, So, only problem is in this game, there's no real black, right? Oh, well, so I kind of actually gave this away. So this black wouldn't be here for most people. You kind of get like this. This is the best possible black you can get. Right, and if you do a custom color, right, that's as far as it lets you go anywhere on the color wheel. It's all blacks are kind of just this gray. It's not ideal. So in order to fix this, you kind of have to do a little bit of a glitch, actually. And this is kind of the first tip, I guess, that nobody really tells you. So if typically you want to go on a hard material. It seems to work better when you do it there. So you go to the hard material, you pick this fabric, Wrinkled Cloth Dominion Hex. And the reason this works is because this is a 2-tone color. So if you go to this color, and then you say hold to reset to default. So you hold X on Xbox on that side, then go to the other side and hit hold to reset to default. I already kind of had it happen, but you'll see that all the custom colors, even though they're not really there, they get checked, and then this color will appear. This is a way more true black. And then now that it's in your recent colors, you can then change the finish and apply this black. So like look at the difference on this, or rather here, or I'll go here. You still have a dirty Javelin, but it's definitely a much darker, pure black relative to these grays. Alright, I will put everything on this black just to... Okay, well this is metal. Do you have a vinyl on? Oh, that's why. Okay, so then you have the default vinyl to take away. And you see, you're all dirty, so it's not very black, but and you're kind of aged metal, but you can see it's definitely much more black than you would otherwise be capable of. Right, because then this would be your best comparison without it. So I don't know. It's just a tip, especially once you get clean paint jobs like so especially when you're wear state. So when you get cleaner wear states than this, old and dirty, when you get better ones, then this really starts to pop out. You go in to the next mission, and here you actually get to select difficulty, and I'm going to say something here. So, easy, if you want to get through the game, is the best way to do it. There's a little bit of a loot bonus on normal and hard, but there is no bonus to XP. And XP is really kind of what you care about early on, because you will not keep any loot until you hit level 30. Nothing you get before level 30 will be kept in the long run. So you might as well play on easy, because then just once you hit 30, you'll then start playing Grandmaster. So, especially because I picked Storm, which is great for crowd control and overall room clear, but not really great for single target damage, the best way to get through it is to go on easy. Oh, you get frost shards as your first one? Oh dear. Okay. Frost shards and eternal squall. Oh dear. Okay. So this is part of the reason why I picked Storm. So when you fly with Storm, if you dash when you fly, well, not like that, sorry. When you're flying in a storm, if you melee and then dash, or just stop flying and dash, you will basically teleport forwards and you get a big speed boost. So the way I recommend doing it is melee. So if you literally slide your thumb from Y to B, you see that you kind of get this dash forward animation. Y to B on Xbox, that is. And you can just keep repeating that every 3 to 5 seconds. You just need to have a dash off cooldown to do it. And if you keep doing that, you will fly faster than the normal flight by quite a large margin, and it'll build up over time. So if you need to get somewhere... See, I didn't have a dash ready because I tried to do it too soon. But that is definitely a way faster way of getting somewhere. Also, I'm generally just going to go for these collectibles, because at some point you will have to collect them anyways if you want the achievements, so you might as well try and get what you can while you're here, you know what I mean? Got a friend. So the game forces public matchmaking on you, which is both a blessing and a curse. In this case, early on in the game, it's a blessing because while I said there's no XP bonus for difficulty, there is an XP bonus for playing with other players. So I will get a quarter of whatever XP our friend Ronnie here earns over the course of this mission as kind of a bonus for myself. So doing these early missions while you have other people is actually quite good. Now as a result, that means if you have friends to play with, then it makes it all the easier to progress in the game, because if you just have a squad of four people, then you can progress in the game quite quickly. Alright, so you see he's level 21, 277 power, but level 30 you get all the way up to 960. So that's what I mean when I say that, you know, power and gear you get early on really does not stick with you. So also, whatever I get from these missions, I'm not really going to be too carefully trying to optimize the builds that I use as I progress through the story. You really just use what you get. Ideally, you try as much of it as you can, because the more variety of items that you try, the easier the achievements will be to get later on. Same thing with these kind of question mark spots. I mean, not specifically these weapon parts, but the more collectibles you get, the easier a time you'll have later on in the game when you decide to go for all those achievements associated, because there is quite a bit of coin associated, and the coin is very helpful. So, unfortunately, the default gear that they give you for Storm is definitely not ideal. But don't worry, I will definitely show the more usable ones. If you're really trying to speedrun and you don't care about using everything yet. Okay. Okay, so this mission's almost over.
Scars out of the way. Someone check on Matthias. I think we're done. Everyone's safe.
Hey, Scars. I don't know what to think. Arcanists and Scars often clash over Shaper sites, but nothing like this. I must tell Tassin. Please. I need to return to Fort Tarsus.
You get a flare.
Hey
Speak
there.
with Prospero. Okay, so is this where I get the shop?
Yeah, has it? That's
We
Okay, so when you talk to this guy,
outside the fort.
so now you have the store unlocked. This is where you have to be very, very, very careful as a new Anthem player, because they sell all of these legendary items here for 2,000 coin each, and you're given 40,000 to start as a new player, and it's very tempting to just buy these and get yourself a big jump up on legendaries. The only problem is that legendary gear is scaled to your level. So if you buy these right now, like say right now I'm level 3. If I buy these right now, these items will be 50 power above my level, so they will be 53. Which is, you know, great considering my gear right now is level 2 and level 3 each, so having something with 50 power in my build would be a big jump up. But easy is already not difficult, and it kind of scales to your power, so it doesn't make the game any harder or easier, and rather you've just wasted coin because that item is level 53, but then when you reach level 30, that item will be level 80, and 80 is the max power. So that level 53 item will be essentially useless because you will always want to be at max power. Rather, what you want to save your coin for is if there's a specific item you want and you want it to have a good roll of substats, because substats are everything for your builds in Anthem. So you can get through the entire story without touching this, and that is the best way to do it. So don't touch any of this, and it resets every week, so if there's if one of these items is not really what you want, definitely don't buy it. Alright guys, so that'll do it for this one. We'll pick this up in the next one and keep going through the story, and eventually we'll progress to the endgame. See you guys next time.